All right, I'm the Flat Rate Master, and today we're talking about tech school. Now we're going to start a whole series on this, so this is just the beginning. This is number one. But we're going to talk about tech school. Do you need it? If you're going to work, all you want to do for a job is change oil, do quick services, tires. No, not really. I mean, that's stuff you can easily learn on the job. Jiffy Lube will hire you. Walmart will hire you. You don't need to know how an engine works to change the oil. If you want to just swap parts, you just want to pull a car in, rip off the alternator, put a new one on, stuff like that. No, I mean, you can learn that on the job. You can learn all that stuff pretty easily. Heck, you can watch YouTube and do it. But if you want to diag that alternator, you're probably going to need some schooling. One of the biggest things that will help you get started in this industry is a degree from a automotive tech school, either a community college or one of the big schools that are advertised on TV. Without a, degree, shops are going to look at you and go, no, I'm not going to waste my time on some do-it-yourselfer that thinks he can be a professional. Now, I'm going to say this for all the haters that are going to write in the comments. You're not coming out of tech school, billing 70 hours a week, making $100,000 a year. It's just BS. It's going to take you several years. This is an experience-based industry. It's going to take you a while to get up there. You're going to have to take the stuff you learned in tech school and turn it into practical knowledge. So I just want to put that little disclaimer in here that, there's caveats to getting an education. Well, let's say you want to do heavy line. Engines, transmissions, stuff like that. You just want to pull big parts out of cars, put big parts back in. In case you guys don't know, that's what heavy line is. Heavy. No, you're going to need an education. Because what happens if you put that engine back in and it doesn't run, or sets check engine light, or that transmission doesn't work? You're going to need to figure out what's wrong in order to correct it. Whether you screwed something up, you got a bad part, you're not going to have the knowledge to be able to fix it at that point if you don't have the background knowledge. Now, I know a lot of guys are going to go, well, I learned, I went to a shop, they hired me to sweep the floors, and I learned a bunch of stuff. And yes, it's possible, but very difficult in this time, in this day and age, to do that anymore, because so few shops are willing to take that risk. I mean, you're talking about a tech that could, have a car that's, battery's dead. So they go out there with a jump box and connect it backwards, and now the shop's buying modules. Or even just a really expensive multi-pack fuse. So there's very few shops that are going to be willing to take that risk on somebody just off the street. The other thing, when I've seen, I can't tell you how many times I've met techs that have come up that way, and so much of their knowledge is wrong or bad because they've learned from guys that came up that way, and they've learned a lot of bad information. So it can be a good way if you get into the right shop with the right mentor that's willing to educate you on all those basics that you'll build on. And that's one of the biggest things about going to tech school. And I'm going to get into a lot of that in other videos in this series, but you have to remember, you're going to go to tech school and you're going to not only learn how a system works, how to fix it, but also the diagnostic end of it, the how to figure out what's broke. You're going to go through and learn a lot of boring stuff in your electrical classes. Ohms Law. What's Ohms Law? Well, if you don't know what Ohms Law is, it is a really important thing to know when you're working in the field as a tech, because you deal with it day in, day out. Now, I know a lot of guys are going, well, when I was in high school, they taught me all this stuff that I will never use. When am I going to need to know who the 12th president of the United States was? Well, unless you go on to Jeopardy or something like that, probably not. But you go to tech school, that stuff is things you will need to know. Every day of your working life, you will need to know things like Ohm's Law, how a circuit works, how a electrical circuit works, how an ABS system operates. You will need to know all of that every day. So going to tech school is a very good option as far as learning all those basics that you will put to use every day of your life. So if you want to do electrical work, if you want to diagnose check engine lights, deal with CAN networks, you're going to need that foundation that a good tech school is going to provide you. Working and learning is great, because if you don't learn in this business, you're just, you might as well retire. I learn almost daily, if not daily, and it might be something about how a different system works. I mean, in your information system, there's tons of information on how systems work, but if you don't understand how the basic end of the system works, you won't be able to diagnose it. So you got to have that foundation. So going to tech school, even a bad tech school, is going to be better than no education at all, simply because hopefully you will learn, even if you wind up going and just researching it yourself, you will learn a lot of stuff that you can't easily pick up in the field very quickly because you got to work. That's one of the biggest things about working in this industry is it's go, 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 go. The next car, the next car, the next car. Well, you get stuck, you got to call in the master tech, and he just straight up takes it over because he's got work to do, and you wind up not really learning a whole lot because you don't have time. So I hope you liked the video. I know it's, not always the easiest thing to hear, but if you want to get into this business, you really do need that education if you want to do anything above very basic repairs. So if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you get notified when I put out a new video. If you didn't like the video, you didn't like what I had to say, give me a thumbs down. But I am the Flat Rate Master, and as always, thanks for watching.